Hello, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're just going to be doing some elotes. Now, this is Mexican street corn. This is such a summer meal. It is delicious. It is easy. And typically you would grill up the corn. I don't have a grill right now, so I'm going to be using my toaster oven and I'm going to broil it. So it just goes to show that you can make this anywhere, anytime. So if you get a hankering for street corn, middle of winter, you can do it. All right, first things first, we're going to gather our ingredients here. So you need some corn. I got 5. I got a lime. I got garlic. I prefer cotija. All the stores I went to didn't have it, but I found a queso fresco, which is a fantastic substitute. It's very similar. Queso fresco. You need cilantro. You need mayonnaise. If you're not a huge fan of mayonnaise, you can always cut this with some sour cream. You know, go 50-50 or use actual Mexican crema. And then also you're going to want some chili pepper. Dried chili. Now, I have Aleppo. I love Aleppo because it's to my spice tolerance, my spice level. But you can absolutely use dried guajillo and any of the other ones. I'm using Aleppo. And then I got a special little trick that I'm going to be doing at the end there. So it's been something I've been wanting to try out for a long time. And I just haven't had it. Just a little twist on this Mexican street corn. You're also going to need some oil. So I'm going to rub these down with oil, broil them. While they're broiling, I'm going to make the dressing. Coat them in the dressing, put a little extra cheese on top, sprinkle some cilantro, some pepper, put it on a plate, serve it just like that. Or I'm going to coat it in the dressing. I'm going to pop it back under the broiler and see whether we can get even more color on these. So that's our little experiment today. All right, so let's get started. First things first, I'm going to husk these, get them in the oven. So you want to make sure to remove all the string that you can. And if you buy full corn, try and leave this part on. Just makes it, gives you a handle. Get all these silky threads off. Hope everyone's having a nice day today. Again, you can follow this recipe and just grill your corn. I don't have a grill. Baking sheet here. I'm just going to oil these up. Canola, olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, whatever your heart's desire. All right, so keep an eye on these. You want to get them blackened on one side, flip them over, blackened on the other side. I'm going to broil. It could take upwards of 10 minutes. Corn takes a while. All right, now let's move on to the dressing. All right, so for the mayonnaise, this might be enough for 6, might only be enough for 4, depends on the size of the corn. So I'm going to do maybe about a half cup of mayo. And again, you can cut this with sour cream or crema. All right, so we got 1 garlic clove. I'm just going to mince it up. You can absolutely use a garlic mincer. All right, so we'll put our 1 garlic clove, which should work out to about a teaspoon of minced garlic. I do not recommend ever buying the pre-minced garlic, but if you do, it's about a teaspoon's worth. All right, now on for the cilantro. I'm going to say about a 1/4 cup in there. I'm going to save some extra to sprinkle on top. So I chop it, maybe a 1/2 inch pieces, 1/4 inch pieces, anywhere in between. All right, I'm going to save some to sprinkle on top. Now the cheese is really important. I wanted cotija. I couldn't find it. I found queso fresco. So if you're like me, can't find cotija for no reason, queso fresco is great. You want a very crumbly, kind of dry cheese. It's got a very distinct flavor. So I want about a 1/2 cup. I'm going to save some to sprinkle on top at the end, but you really want to just crumble it up. All right, so we got our garlic, we got our mayo, we got our cilantro, and we got our queso fresco. I'm going to put in maybe a teaspoon. This is to taste. Depends on your spice tolerance. Maybe a 1/2 teaspoon here. I'm really just going to kind of mash it up, and you want it pretty smooth. That's why you need to crumble that cheese up. All right, now I'm going to put a little lime juice in. Now this will also help tame that garlic a little bit. Start with 2 teaspoons lime juice. 1, 2. I just really want that consistency really smooth. Well, as smooth as you can get it with cilantro in there. All right, I'll do 1 more teaspoon, so a total of a tablespoon. So now we got this. We're going to take the corn directly out of the oven while it's hot. We're going to coat it in this. And then I can plate it up as is, but I'm also going to put some back in, see whether we can get some more browning on it. Now, if you do this right, the cheese is already pretty salty, so you don't need to add salt. But I'm going to give it a little taste. Well, it's nice. The mayo and the cheese kind of form together. Nice little cheesiness. And you get a little bit of the heat and the garlic comes through. This is going to be good. All right, let's check on that corn. Save a little cheese over here to crumble on top. All right, we're starting to get some browning. We're getting there. Needs a little more time. We're going to flip them, and it shouldn't take that long on the other side. All right, we got some great char here. Look at that. All right, flip them over, get some char on the other side. All right, only gonna do about 5 minutes on this side, I think. Voila. All right. This is why you kind of want it loose. You want it to spread around here. There we go. This is perfect. As it heats up, it'll get a little looser. But I'm gonna put a couple of these back on just to get some browning. Ooh, does not just look good. All right, these I'm gonna put back in. All right, gonna broil this. This is gonna take about 2 minutes. So much less time, so much faster. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more cotija, or in this case, queso fresco. I'll sprinkle this nicely on here. Serve with limes. I'll sprinkle the cilantro. A little bit more of the pepper. Boom, Mexican street corn, done. Easy, as long as you don't get stuff all over your Go LXR. Looks so good. I want to dig in. Now these are kind of like a twice fried potato. Cheese stirred to melt. Perfect. A little cotija on top, little cilantro, a little more pepper. Now for my little surprise here. Flammin Hot Cheetos. Flammin Hot Cheetos. Here you go. Crush them up. Sprinkle them on top. All right, let's give this a taste. Oh boy. All right, let's go. We're trying this. Some Mexican street corn. Oh, it's going to be a disaster. Here we go. Fiery Hot Cheetos. That is amazing. I don't know. Something about this combination just really comes alive when it's all together. Like, I tasted the dressing by itself and it was good. All of a sudden you add in that sweet crunchy corn, that little char that we got from the oven, a little bit more of that queso fresco starts hitting you, the cilantro, and then the crunch and the spice from these fiery hot flaming Cheetos. It really just takes it up a notch. This is fantastic. I love this. And I think it looks good too. Hold on. This could be a meal in and of itself. Delicious. And the spice just right at the back. Everything's creamy. There's cohesive. There's crunch. There's sour. There's bitter. You know, the cilantro adds a little bit of that bitterness. You get these limes for the sour and the tang from the mayonnaise. The cheese, that's that creamy richness. It hits all the notes. It's fantastic. This has probably been my favorite thing that I've made so far. I love this. I'm going to go give this to my wife right now. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Follow me on YouTube. Here on Twitch. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I do YouTube Shorts. I do Instagram Reels. Thanks so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again.